Mercedes entered the 2022 season looking to extend its record streak of 8 consecutive Constructors' Championship wins, dating back through the entirety of the V6 hybrid era. But the team has struggled to get to grips with the overhauled technical regulations for this year, encountering porpoising and bouncing difficulties with its W13 car. It has left Red Bull and Ferrari to fight for top honours at the head of the field through the first half of the season, while Mercedes bids to overcome its struggles. Heading to Silverstone for this weekend's British Grand Prix, Red Bull F1 boss Horner said he expected to face a greater challenge at the upcoming events after winning 7 of the first 9 races this year. Asked by motorsport.com if he thought Mercedes would be a factor at Silverstone, Horner replied, "Definitely. I think they'll be strong at Silverstone. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be. Paul Ricard the same. I think Ferrari will be quick at Silverstone as well. It could be more of a challenging circuit for us just due to the nature of this layout. It's incredible that we've put a run of 6 race victories together, but Silverstone could well be the most challenging." Mercedes has won 8 of the last 10 races at Silverstone, only missing out on victory at the 2018 British Grand Prix and the 70th anniversary Grand Prix that was held in 2020. The team is planning to bring some updates to this weekend's race in a bid to take another step forward so that it can challenge both Red Bull and Ferrari. This will follow the breakthrough it made with its porpoising issue at the Spanish Grand Prix thanks to a raft of updates on the W13 car. Red Bull opted for an early update on its RB18, helping it steal a march on Ferrari from the start of the European season at Imola back in April. Horner said the team did not have anything big planned for its car between now and the summer break at the start of August, instead preferring a very modest evolution. Components are introduced as components come to the end of their life, Horner said. It's a very different form of development to what you would see in previous years. So Christian Horner expecting an improved Mercedes at Silverstone, and following progressively improving results, it would appear that they are edging closer to solving the problems which have dogged their season so far. Mercedes enter Silverstone with a sterling record at their home circuit, but this year they're not the class of the field. Team principal Toto Wolff and technical director Mike Elliott have offered their early verdicts on how the Silver Arrows could fare in the 2022 British Grand Prix. While George Russell has maintained his streak of top 5 finishes and Lewis Hamilton managed to score a podium in Canada, Mercedes are far from the height that helped them clinch the record 8 consecutive constructors' titles from 2014 to 2021, but they're still aiming high this weekend. "One thing you can be sure of is we will push as hard as we can," said technical boss Elliott. "We'll be bringing new bits to Silverstone. We'll be trying to push the car forward, trying to get some pace from the car we've got, or from the package we've got, as well as the new bits we're going to add to it. Our drivers will push as hard as we can because we want to get back to winning. We want to win for the team. We definitely want to win, and we want to win for you, the fans. So let's see what happens." The team ready for the 2022 British Grand Prix, having won 8 of the last 10 events, but with a less competitive package this season, Elliott did temper his expectations, going on to explain why this weekend's race will prove a stern challenge. "I think at the same time, we have to be honest with ourselves and say that at the moment we are just a little bit behind those front runners in Ferrari and Red Bull, and in a normal race, I think it is going to be tough. I think Silverstone will be a circuit that suits us a little bit better, like Barcelona did, but maybe it will be just a little bit difficult. Whatever happens, we will push as hard as we can." Team boss Wolff concurred, saying Silverstone was good to us in the past, and the circuit is smoother than the last 3 ones, but it's not Barcelona. So now we should manage our own expectations and really grind away, look at the data, and come up with some sensible solutions, not just for Silverstone, but going forward. "We've scored how many? 4 or 5 podiums this year? We've seen glimpses of performance that we have, but it's far away from our own expectations of ourselves," he added. Indeed, the reality is that Mercedes may be closer to Ferrari and Red Bull in Silverstone, but they still have a lot of ground to make up with their pace and in the title fight. They're 116 points behind Red Bull, while Russell and Hamilton are 64 and 98 points off Verstappen respectively in the drivers' standings. Former Mercedes driver and world champion Nico Rosberg, meanwhile, has predicted there is no way Mercedes can compete with Red Bull and Ferrari at the British GP, where Max Verstappen is looking to extend his 46-point title lead. "No, they can't win. No way," said Rosberg on Any Driven Monday. "They're still too far away from the performance of Ferrari and Red Bull. They're still miles away." And Rosberg says that Ferrari's run of bad form has put them in nothing to lose territory as they struggle to keep up with Red Bull. After the first 3 races of the season, it seemed as if not only were Ferrari back at the top of the sport, but they were some distance clear of all but Red Bull. It's kind of nothing to lose anymore, he told Sky Sports Any Driven Monday. So just go for it and then see what can be maximised. Of course, they need to get on top of their reliability issues, but the pressure is kind of off a little bit now. I mean, they were huge favourites after the first couple of races, but now they're so far behind. So you have nothing to lose. Go for it. Big push, and let's see what they can do. Rosberg also asked which car he would prefer to be driving of the Red Bull and Ferrari, and despite Red Bull's problems earlier this season, as well as with Sergio Perez in Canada, the German was clear on which seat he would rather be in. Definitely Red Bull, the ex-Mercedes driver said. Maybe it's not actually such an easy question, but feeling-wise, I do say Red Bull, because recently it's been the Ferrari, not the Red Bull, that is breaking down. They've kind of got on top of their things. But Hamilton hopes Mercedes can get back to winning ways at Silverstone despite Rosberg and Elliott's concerns. The 37-year-old said a few weeks ago, "I hope by the time we get to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, we have the car as we want it, to be able to fight with Ferrari and Red Bull. It would be nice if we can give them a run for their money at our home race." For Mercedes to challenge for victory at Silverstone, Mercedes will have to eradicate the porpoising issues that have dogged their season. It's an issue that Toto Wolff has asked the FIA to intervene on due to safety concerns. However, that is an option that isn't necessarily shared by his rivals. The FIA's new technical directive will force teams to alter their setups if they are found to be breaching a limit on vertical movement of their cars. But Red Bull and Ferrari, first and second in the championship, have argued that bouncing is a matter for teams to solve independently, and a technical directive should clarify rules rather than change them. After the Canadian GP, where Max Verstappen won again, but Mercedes impressed in third and fourth despite their car issues, Horner said Wolff's position was ironic. Ferrari presented its position regarding the TD, technical directive, and Toto is campaigning for a change in regulations, which is somewhat ironic because his car looked quite quick with not a lot of bouncing, Horner said after the race. And I think it was just pointed out to him that perhaps his issues were within rather than everybody's issue. With Netflix cameras having been following Wolff that weekend for the next season of Drive to Survive series, Horner added, "I think there was an element of theatre going on in that meeting. So maybe with Lewis's new movie coming along, he's getting in role for it." Formula One is coming home next up with the famous British Grand Prix, set to provide a sporting spectacle as an in-form Max Verstappen, home favourites including Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, and a bumper crowd descend on Silverstone for more drama. Silverstone, the home of British motorsport and cornerstone of F1 since its 1950 debut, hosts the 10th round of an encapsulating 2022 season. Verstappen holds a 46-point lead in the championship after making huge strides towards defending his F1 crown in recent weeks, although Red Bull claim Ferrari are still quickest and also fear Mercedes' pace.